Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll
So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market. Oh baby! Oh baby! Are we back? Are we back? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentle hands. Traders, we are getting ourselves ready to go for this day. We are getting ourselves to see what's going to be coming on up. I cannot wait to see what this market's going to be bringing us at this moment, at this time, because it's time to get all dynamic here. It's time to get electric. It's time to be able to bring a little enthusiasm to this computer screen and say to ourselves, how the heck are we going to be able to make the most amount of money today? How are we going to be able to come out on top? How are we going to be able to take on the markets and make sure that every single trader here right now watching this stream, watching this very moment in time saying, man, I'm going to leave here in the next hour, the next 2 hours, next 2.5 hours, whatever it may be, with more profit in my bank account than when I started. Because that's my ultimate goal. That's my goal here, traders, if you know that or not. My goal is to make sure that every single trader here leaves in the next 2 hours and says, man, I just made $500. I just made $900. This is not a get-rich scheme. This is not you follow me, you become a millionaire. This is not any of that buy my course type of deal. This is me live streaming in front of you, showing you exactly what I'm doing, explaining it step by step, and making sure that you are not only learning, you are gaining experience, and you are understanding how the markets work. So ladies and gentlemen, traders, for everyone watching over on today, if you guys are watching over on, of course, Tradecaster, go ahead, show a little bit of love in the chat room. If you guys are showing over on YouTube, smash that thumbs on up right now. Shout out to you guys. If you guys are showing up over on Discord, baby, what's up, Discord? If you guys are showing up over on TikTok, man, double tap that live screen, show a little bit of love. Guys, I just want to I want to see that you guys are here. Give it some thumbs on up. Give it a couple little Dekmar trades. Ahoo! Oh. Man, I'm excited to see what we get. I'm excited to see where we're going to be at today because there is so much momentum. There's so much opportunity. There's so much to do and so much to talk about. So, traders, we are back. It is game time right here. Yesterday, as I talked about, unfortunately, I did miss the morning session. So for anyone that was over on YouTube or TikTok or Tradecaster or Discord or wherever where you guys were saying, oh man, Dek, I didn't see you yesterday. Yesterday, there was a storm in the Northeast. It did knock down my power, but we're all rebooted and we're all set ready to go. It is absolutely beautiful outside. The sun is chirping, the birds are shining, and we are getting ready to go. Power is restored, and I'm all set ready to rock and roll. I even tested it this morning. I jumped out of my shower. I stuck my fingers up the nearest socket, and boy, oh boy, was I electrocuted. Traders, it's time to dive in on this day. So, what do we have going on with this day? We have at this moment the S&P 500 starting to move itself on up towards 517.50. We really have to make sure everyone understands this concept right here and right now. Why in the world is the S&P 500 moving itself on up? Like, why in the world is the S&P 500 having 4 straight days of green after Jerome Powell stated that we are not going to be raising rates? Okay, this is one of the most insane things I think that investors get lost in their mind. I'm going to explain something to you right now, and this is going to be, pretty wild to just be breaking on down. Okay, let's think about this, okay? As of now, the S&P 500 has had 4 green days in a row. And this has happened ever since Jerome Powell stated that we are not going to be cutting rates anytime soon. Remember, that was less than a week ago. 6 days ago, Jerome Powell came on out and he stated we are not going to be cutting rates anytime soon. And then guess what we saw over on Friday? On Friday, we saw a jobs report that stated that we have created less jobs than what we expected. Now, why is that good in any sort of way? Well, really what it comes on down to is at this moment in the United States, we do have unemployment. Unemployment at this moment is starting to rise. Now, if unemployment is starting to rise and we have our jobs creation and jobs creation is starting to fall, that means there are going to be more people coming up in the future who do not have a job, and these people are going to look for a job, and there's less jobs created, so they're not going to be able to get a job. So, Dek, how is that good in any sort of way? Well, it's not good. But what's the number one issue with the United States right now is that we do have very high inflation. Right? We know that inflation has been skyrocketing. And even after having 12 different rate cuts, we're still having inflation hold up very strong. So the thing is, the Federal Reserve has stated we are not going to be cutting rates. But on Friday, we did have a jobs report come on out that stated we have higher employment and we have less jobs created. And now traders are basically saying, isn't this a good thing? Well, now this is going to bring down inflation. If a whole bunch of people are losing their jobs and they can't get any jobs, that means they're not going to be making any sort of money. And if they're not making any sort of money, well, then guess what? They can't spend money. And if they can't spend money, well, ultimately, that's going to start bringing down inflation. So basically, it's kind of like a little messed up circle we have right now in the stock market, isn't it? It's kind of like a little messed up, little dark circle that's going on right here. The market's moving up because people are excited that inflation could start coming back on down because unemployment levels are moving on up, because we have less jobs created. You can even see that. If you don't believe me, just head on over to CNBC.com at this moment. You guys can go over to stock futures, a little changed at this time because, of course, we're looking to extend on a 4-day win streak. It says U.S. stock futures are slightly higher on Tuesday. Right, as the Dow Jones looked to build on its 4th positive day. We are seeing investors on Monday carried over the bullish sentiment from Friday when the latest non-farm payrolls data, which already stated that this is not exactly what I stated, where we do have more unemployment and less jobs created, show that the job growth came in below expectations in April and unemployment ticked higher. So, exactly what we already stated. So isn't it kind of weird on why the market's rising at this moment? It kind of seems like no matter what, if it's good news, the market goes on up. If it's bad news, well, the market goes on up. That's the funny thing about stock trading sometimes. And that's part of like where I love stock trading and times that I hate stock trading. I love stock trading when, yes, it's in my favor. Right? And I might be on calls or I might be long on a position and the market comes on out. We come out with news that says, hey guys, the market's looking great. We have monster expectations. Things are looking, and the stock market goes on a big boom. And you say, yes, this is amazing. And then you also come on out and Jerome Powell states, hey, we have high unemployment. Hey, we are not creating any sort of jobs. Hey, we have inflation all the way up near record highs. And then all of a sudden it says, don't worry about it. Market's going up even higher. So that's always a weird thing that you have to balance in the stock market. You have to balance your judgment and your emotions to what's actually happening here. Because guess what? We could say everything that we just did over the last 15 minutes, and that's going to say, well, Dek, would the market start falling? And the answer is we can't have our own personal opinions in the market. Having our own personal opinions in the market leads to you getting stumbled by the stampede. You could sit here, and I see people do this all the time, basically be like doomsday stock market traders. What are doomsday stock market traders? They basically sit here and say, oh, the market's going to drop, the market's going to fall, the market's going to fade apart, it's going to be the next big short. And people, again, do put contracts and lose, and do put contracts and lose, and do put contracts and lose, and do put contracts and lose. The thing is, traders, the stock market, if it moves up, you are one little fish in an entire ocean. You can swim as hard as you want against the current, but guess what? You are eventually going to get tired, and you are eventually going to get pulled by that current. So the thing is, while it's great to have an understanding of what's going on in the market, while it's great to have an understanding of what's going to be coming on up next in the market, I do want you guys to realize at this time that the S&P 500 is still building on up. And we really have 2 ways that we can trade today. Number one way, we can go with momentum. Number two way would be go against momentum. Now, I am leaning towards going with momentum this morning. I am leaning towards going on calls this morning. But we do have some things that we want to be talking about. Number one, if I want to go with calls today, I want to go with momentum towards the upside. I think that would make sense because we can see day one, we're moving on up. Day two, we're moving on up. Day three, we're moving on up. And we are looking for continuation to continue pushing on up even higher. Now, there is an issue though. We do not want to be the person that is just continuously buying at the top. That is a very bad way to trade. And that is a way that you are most likely going to end up losing a ton. If you are a person that just constantly says, hey, the stock just spiked all the way on up, let me go ahead and buy right here, you are probably also the person that says, why is it every time I buy something I lose? Why is it every time I get involved into a play, it starts getting weaker and weaker and weaker? Who's been that guy before? Who's ever bought into a play and the moment you buy in, it goes the opposite direction? The moment you jump in, it starts turning back on down and you say, this is ridiculous. Every time I get in, it just does completely opposite of what I want it to do. Well, traders, right? That's usually because we focus too much on our eyes, our visuals in the stock market. If I see a stock that is moving up, 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 my mind now tells me, ooh, this is a good play. It's time for me to buy this. When really you are buying at the very tippity top. And now guess what? Now it starts falling and fading and dropping all the way back on down. And really what your mind says now is, oh man, this play is absolute garbage. I would never buy in right now. But really, experienced traders buy in right now because guess what? It now starts moving its way back on up. And now this is where you come in and say, man, this stock is great again. I knew it would be great again. And then you jump on in and these people take their profits. So these people sell. And then guess what happens? The stock moves on down and you say this stock's garbage. And basically you got to get out of the cycle. You got to get out of the cycle of being a sheep, of being a follower, of being a person that all they do is listen to Wall Street Bets and Reddit. And all they do is just basically buy after everyone else has already made money. You have to get out of that cycle and start realizing what is a good entry and what is a bad entry. So, are good entries buying at the very high, at the tippity top? No. Are bad entries buying at the very bottom? I personally like looking for dip buys. So the thing is, team, this is what I want to look for today. Agree, disagree, whatever you want, this is what I'm focusing on. I see that the S&P 500's been moving up, moving up, moving up. I want to go with momentum towards the upside. But I will say, if I jumped in on the S&P 500 at the price of $517.40 and then I ended up taking a loss today, I would be pretty upset. Because I'd be saying, man, I could have jumped in here, I could have jumped in here, I could have jumped in here, I could have jumped in anywhere, but instead I decided to buy at the highest price possible and then it turned and cracked on me. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to be getting in at the very tippity top. I do think momentum is strong and I do think momentum is moving on up, but I want to get filled at an entry. At least we have a pullback, and then we start moving ourselves on up. I would rather get filled right here on a dip to make money. I would rather get filled right here or right here or right here. Basically pullbacks for strength. Get filled here or get filled here. I don't want to be buying at the tippity top hoping that more is going to be coming. So if I want to do calls today, what I would honestly do is I would connect some dots. I would again connect this, the starting line dots all the way on back. Here's again one potential trend line. That's a potential trend line for us. We could also connect the trend line from yesterday. I would say that's a potential trend line as well. And let's just get some different numbers on where we could potentially bounce off of today. So I would say again, different bounce off areas that we could be able to make some money on. Starting on off is going to be at the price around 516. What is this? 516.60. We also do have an area of bouncing back on down towards around 515.75. I think these are going to be very solid. So you guys can see bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Then it's really nothing for a while. But then you could see over the last 2 days, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. So really, I do think a good entry could be 516.90. A little bit risky because you are still up high. And I think a better entry would be back on down towards around 515.75. Remember, I'm going with calls because I think there is a lot of momentum towards the upside. But I just don't want to get filled at the tippity top. I'd rather get filled on a pullback to then move ourselves back on up. I think strength is there, but I just don't want to get filled at the very top where I feel like I'm going to end up taking a big hit. Does that make sense to everyone? So that is, these kind of areas right here is more along my game plan. Now, what's the opposite way to trade? Well, the opposite way to trade today, if this is your style, is you saying, hey, Dek, I want to get filled at the top, but I want to do put contracts. Remember, team, one of my favorite ways to trade is by getting filled at the very tippity top for put contracts. To basically say, hey, you know what? This stock just spiked its way all the way on up. Now everyone's going to be buying in on this play thinking it's good, but in reality, we could look for a short. We could basically say, hey, I think the stock's going to start turning and falling, and now getting in at the tippity top, we have the best opportunity for this one to start, dropping all the way back on down. So I want to make sure that you guys are all set. I want to make sure that you guys are all good, ready to go here. So make sure if you're saying, all right, Dek, well, what about the best, put contract? Best put contract today would probably be somewhere around like that 518.50 mark. 518.50 area, probably closer towards, again, 519. That would be a better mark to go ahead and see a morning spike, look for a reversal, start dropping back on down. So really, team, what it comes on down to on this day today is you basically have, two different, main ideas, two different main moves here. You can either, number one on this day, number one, we have seen 4 green days in a row. Let's go with momentum. Yes, we are buying after 4 green days, but we go with the strength. I never want to be a guy at the top, so I do like to buy calls, but I want to wait for a dip. The best dip buy is 515.75. Number 2, we look for a reversal. This is the second way to trade today. Just like we always want to wait for dips on calls, you want to be looking for a spike to do a put. So calls equals dips at 515.75 area, puts equals spike at 518 plus area. So we definitely want to see this one, continue to push itself on up. All right. So let's make sure that we're all set, ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching over on TikTok, if you guys are watching over on YouTube, double tap that screen, give it a thumbs on up right now at this moment. If we get over 150 likes, we will stay live today over on this day. So it's up to you guys if you guys want to watch over on YouTube or on TikTok. If you guys smash that, over 150 likes, I will stay live today so that you guys are all set, ready to go. So you guys tell me. If we hit that mark, it shows me that you guys want me to go live. If you don't hit that mark, it shows me, hey, Dek, get the heck out of here. We don't want to watch you. So really up to you guys what you guys are thinking. Now, team, what else do we have going on with this day? We do have Nvidia going on right now, right? Nvidia, this is exciting. Now, Nvidia, if we had to break this one on down at this moment, what are you guys seeing? What are you guys focusing on? What do you guys really want to look at when you guys are taking a look at Nvidia? Nvidia here. This is the play that has been the leader of AI, artificial intelligence. Now, basically, everyone judges how AI is doing off of Nvidia. If Nvidia is up, people say AI is strong. If Nvidia is down, people say, ooh, the AI hype is getting weak. This is basically like the meter of how good AI is at this time. Now, AI, you could see we did have that big drop all the way down to 756. People are starting to pump Nvidia back on up. Now, as we are getting closer and closer and closer to those record highs of 964, 965, we are also getting closer and closer to its earnings report. Its earnings report is on May 22nd. That is still 2 weeks away, okay? So that's still 2 weeks away, but it is on May 22nd. Nvidia, we want to see what's going to be happening. So just put that on your back burner right now. And there is a chance that over the next 2 weeks, we just slowly move ourselves on up towards around that 960 mark. We just slowly grind, we slowly climb, we slowly get higher and higher and higher until 960. And when that earnings report comes on out in about 2 weeks, guess what, traders? Things are going to be exciting. Guys, could you guys imagine if Nvidia has good earnings in 2 weeks on May 22nd? $1,000 plus, easily. If it has bad earnings on May 22nd, that could be it. That could be the end of it. That could be the end of the hype. That could be the end of the hype train. That could be, starting to drop all the way back on down. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which way it's going to go. But I do think we are starting to build up hype on Nvidia going into its earnings. And I would say I do think its earnings are going to push it up above 1,000. But from there, I have no idea what's going to happen. Could it go up to 1,000 and keep ripping and running? Sure. Could I be up towards 1,000 and then all of a sudden the next day it has a big sell-off? Sure. I have no idea, but I do think we will see $1,000 over on Nvidia by or right after May 22nd. And then from there, I think it's a 50-50. But bulls also do have this one, and I want to make sure that you guys are all set. So Nvidia, that's a very exciting one. Dek, what about penny stocks? What about these micro cap plays? Well, you guys already know something that's huge. In the matter of 6 days, 6 days, if you guys follow me on Twitter, if you guys follow me on StockTwits, Instagram, wherever, you already know this. But in 6 days, I'm going back down to shorting. I'm going back down to playing micro caps. I'm going back down to playing the stocks that I made the most amount of money on. I have now been trading for 10 years. I have tried many different strategies. I have tried swing trading. I've tried long-term investing. I've tried options trading. I've touched Forex. I've touched crypto. The number one way that I have been able to make millions of dollars in the stock market is from shorting. Shorting is betting against companies. The Bureau of Labor Statistics put on out that 85% of new companies fail. Well, what's the stock market? The stock market is essentially a market of all companies. If I know that 85% of them are going to fail and I bet against them, that's talking about easy money. If I know that these stocks that are underneath $1, $2, $5, $10, $20 are most likely just spiking off of social media hype, the moment that media hype dies on off, guess what? The stock dies on off. I have been able to generate over $550,000 in 1 year just by going after shorts of penny stock rips and runs. And I'm talking about stocks that are $5, $10. We must understand something, and we can experiment today. When you look at the stocks that are gapping up 100%, when you look at stocks that are spiking 150%, do you think that these plays are actually good? Do you guys think that these plays are actually good, solid, fundamental plays that are spiking 150% for a good, credible reason? Or do you think they're up 150% because they came out with news and now a Discord, a chat room, a community, someone on StockTwits, someone on TikTok made some sort of alert with a big following and a whole bunch of people bought in on it at the same time looking to make money? That's what's going on here. What's going on is stocks come out with news, people take advantage of the news, pump it up over 100, 200%, and it's never going to hold its gains. So instead of trying to ask yourself, what's the best top gainer of the day? What's the stock that's going to spike? Wait for the stock to spike and then go ahead and look for a reversal back on down. That's what you want to be doing. So in 6 days from now, we're going back to shorting. In 6 days from now, we're going to be going into the strategy that has made me the most amount of money in the stock market. In 6 days from now, I am doing it all live for you and teaching you how I'm doing it. I am not trying to sell you anything. I'm not selling you a course. I'm not selling you this and that. Go buy this. I'm not doing any of that. I'm over all that. I want to just literally teach the people who want to show up. So we're doing it live on Tradecaster. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to go. But you guys will even notice today. Let's see what NUWE does for us on the day. Is it going to go straight up, straight down? Let's see what CMND does for us on the day. Is it going to go straight up, straight on down? Let's see what ARE does for us on the day. But on Monday, Tradecaster.com, we're going live here. Let's see, guys. Did we get enough likes to go live on this day? Everyone smash that thumbs on up. Double tap the live screen right now. Let me know. Did we get enough likes, guys? We're at 123 likes. I asked for 150. It looks like I am closing the live stream over on YouTube because you guys did not reach the goal. So there was over 400 people watching and about 350 people did not hit that thumbs on up. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds, but if not, we are again logging off on YouTube and just going live for private Tradecaster people. So paying members only, but I'll give you guys again 30 seconds here. Let's get ready to rock and roll though. Obviously the market is now live and we are all set, ready to go at this moment here, team. So I do want to see what's going to be happening over on the S&P 500 here. All right, hey, you guys got it, 165. So again, you guys just got it. You guys just got it right here over on this play. So I'm going to stay live right now at this moment. Stay live so that we're all good, ready to rock. S&P 500. Let's see what we get. Let's see what's going to be coming on up here. And let's get a trade here on this day. Let's get a trade here. Let's make some money. Let's see what this day is all about. My goal, as I stated, is I would like to see a nice pullback. I'd like to see a nice drop. Usually within the first, I'm going to say 10 to 15 minutes of the day, you know, I don't like pulling the trigger because I really want to see which way momentum is going to go. I do want to see which way this hype is going to go, this action is going to go. We know that the calls have control. If you said, Dek, close your eyes right now and pull the trigger, I would have to go on the call side. I would have to go on the call side. And the reason why I would have to go on the call side is just because the momentum from the last 4 days. It's very tough to be able to determine exactly when we are going to see that reversal. We know 4 days in a row now have been strong. It's tough to say, okay, this is the top. So S&P 500 here, team, still moving itself on up. S&P 500, Dek, where's like the next super strong line of resistance? Like, where could we turn? The best thing to do is go into a 60-minute time frame. Then again, go to a full screen chart and say, where are we going to reverse at? Okay, I'm going to show you right now. I'm in a 60-minute time frame right here. Okay, look at the past chart and say to yourself, what lines up the best? Like, what area lines up the best that we would most likely have a reversal at? So everyone take a look right here. I have a bounce play at 519.60. I have a bounce play at 519.70. I have a drop on down towards around 518.50, but then I have a bounce play at around 519.50. Then, of course, I do have bounce here, bounce here. You guys can see, again, a little top resistance, more up towards around 520. Top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. Here's an upper shadow top resistance. If someone said, Dek, how high is the S&P 500 going to go up to before we reverse? I would say if I see a bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, I could see we have top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. Here's top resistance. I think it's going to be somewhere between 519 and 520.20. So, 519.50 and 519.20. So really, I would give calls another $1 out of this. I would give calls another $2 out of this play. I would say calls, if they keep on ripping this thing on up, absolutely, we could see 519.50. We could see 1990. But looking at the past chart history pattern, that's where I'm seeing a lot of reversals. So I would like to see the S&P 500 today up near around 518.75, 519.25. I do think calls, have a great opportunity to keep pushing this thing on up higher before we do start getting that pullback. So right now, your chances are, number one, going on calls at this moment. If you're on calls, hold it for up towards 519 plus. If you guys are getting ready for puts, you guys want to be waiting until 519 plus, and then you go ahead and get that pullback. But I want to remember, everything I do here, team, I want to explain. Everything I do here, I want you to trade with confidence. Everything I do here, I don't want you ever saying, I have no idea what's going on. I want to show you on the chart why I'm getting involved on a reversal. I want to show you on these plays what I'm looking to do and my mindset behind it. This way you can trade it with me and have confidence. Or you could say, Dek, I like the idea, but I think it's going to be this area. Remember, this is not a follow experience. This is a learning experience. This is an area where I can say, hey guys, I want to teach you so you can go out and be profitable, so you can go out and make money. That's what I want. All right? I want you guys to go ahead and make money. So let's get all set. Let's make sure that we're all set, ready to go here. Looking for this next play. S&P 500, a little bit of this morning spike. Do we have any sort of economic data today? In the matter of 25 minutes, we will have economic data. So economic calendar right here, U.S. economic calendar. We do have Tuesday. Nope, nothing today at 10 o'clock. Usually we'll have news at 10 o'clock. You can see like news right here at 10 o'clock. Tuesday, today, we don't have any sort of news at 10 o'clock. So really, the only thing that we're able to work with is just 4 days of strong momentum, 4 days of hype, 4 days of action, 4 days of strong momentum. What could, again, happen here next? That's kind of what we're looking at. Also, a little side note, you guys may have seen it, you guys may have not. We do have a brand new live stream that we are incorporating. We actually used it in the afternoon yesterday. It has less than a 2-second delay. So less than a 2-second delay, we are actually incorporating that into TradeCaster. So we're going to be integrating it, into TradeCaster. So we are not going to be live on YouTube all the time or through the YouTube live stream. We are going to be having a less than 2-second delay, basically real-time live stream so that you guys are all set, ready to go. I know sometimes people say, oh, I'm having a 5-second delay or 10-second. I want things instantaneous. I want things you guys knowing exactly the moment I pull the trigger, exactly when I get in. And I want to make sure you guys are getting the best of the best. You strive for perfection, you will achieve excellence. You strive to be perfect, you will be great. So again, that's what I want to do as a mentor. That's what I want to do as a trader. And that's also what I want to be able to do for you guys on TradeCaster, making sure that you guys are getting the best features, the best programs, the best streams, the best streamers, the best mentors, the best video library, the best strategies, the best techniques. You guys name it, we got it, baby. So we got a lot of awesome things coming on out here today. Man, it's just an absolute joy working with you guys, of course, every single day as well. If I may add, It is an absolute blessing to be here today. Shout out to you guys. Right here, SPY. Looking to see, are we going to be able to get that bounce? Remember, team, SPY, how low can we go down to today? Our ultimate goal for a dip buy would be, again, about 517.75. I'm going to show you guys the little issue right here, okay? Here's the issue at this moment. I'm going to make this a little bit of a larger screen. We know, okay, and let me actually do this here. Awesome. We know that this red line, okay, this red line right here is going to be the best area for a put contract. The higher we get and closer we get to 520, the better chance we have a reversal. We already know all of these old bounce plays, all of these old tops. We can already tell you the closer we get to 520, the better chance we have of a reversal. Now, what I can also tell you, though, is that at 517.75 is going to be the best opportunity right here for a dip buy. So 517.75 is going to be the best opportunity for a dip buy. The best area for a reversal up high is going to be around the 519.67 mark. So what's the problem right now, team? What's the problem at 517.50? What's the issue here? The issue here is you are buying right now almost right in the middle. Maybe it's going to go up, maybe it's going to go down. If you're in on the S&P 500 right now at this moment, you are saying to yourself, hey, I'm taking a 50-50 chance. Maybe it's going to go up, maybe it's going to go down, maybe it'll go down for a little bit, maybe it'll go up for a little bit. I don't know. But guess what here, team? I want to show you something that, I use every single day. Okay? Let's think about it like this to help you guys become a better trader. We know we know 515.75 is great support. And we already know that 519.50 is strong resistance. So let's play the hypothetical game. Let's play the future game where we are going to imagine if the S&P 500 made one move or another. So if the S&P 500 moved itself on up towards the price of 519.75, what could we do? 519.75, we get filled right here. Well, the thing is, we now have the odds in our favor. Right? The stock market is all about putting the odds in our favor. We don't want to have 50-50s. We don't want to have 40-60s, a 40% chance of winning and a 60% chance of losing. We want to have 90-10s, 90% chance of winning, 10% chance of losing. We want to have 80-20s, 80% chance of winning, 20% chance of losing. We want to be able to have success in that manner, right? So how can we do this? Well, once we establish where we have strong support and where we have strong resistance, now we can place the odds in our favor. Because let's think about this here, guys. If I do a put contract at this red line, and at this red line, we already know we are going to have a ton of reversals where we've been rejected here at the red line, rejected here, rejected here, rejected here, where we had, again, bounce plays. Look at all these bounce plays, bounce play and bounce play and bounce play at this red line. We know at the red line, we start seeing strong reversals. We can have maximum confidence that going forward, that we are most likely going to see a reversal at this red line. So if I do get filled at this red line, and let's say the S&P 500 turns and falls and drop, guess how much money we'd be making? We would be absolutely banking. We could be hypothetically stating we can make $5,000. Now let's play worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is that the S&P 500 moves itself on up towards this red line, right? So we move ourselves up to this red line and we get filled on this, but we know if we break this red line, that we should have a stop loss because there is a potential that it could break on out. So basically what we have here is we have, if the S&P 500 falls, we are going to make monster amount of money, $5,000 plus. But if the S&P 500 breaks on out, well, guess what? We know that we're breaking resistance and we could break on out and go on a rip and run. We are going to take the absolute minimal loss. So maybe we only lose, let's say, $250. Let me ask you guys something here. If I could set up a trade for you that the most you can lose is $250 and you could win $5,000 plus, I think I'm doing a pretty great job. I think I'm doing pretty fantastic as a mentor and a teacher and a shower to you guys of how to be able to make money. Now, the thing is, traders, we can also do opposite here. We can also say to ourselves, all right, well, Dek, what if we get filled all the way back down towards around these bottoms? Well, if I get filled down towards these bottoms, same as that concept, I could do call contracts and I could bet that the stock is going to have a nice rip and run. And now I have the odds in my favor because we already know we have tons of bouncing at this area that I could be able to make some great money. But worst case scenario, it cracks underneath it. Well, guess what? I only have a little bit of room to fall. So that is going to be a very small loss. I'm losing the minimum and I'm winning the maximum. That's how you always want to be trading. In other words, let's kind of break it on down, even make it more simple here. We do have our top resistance. We do have our bottom support. If I buy a play that is right in the middle at the moment, how much room do we have to go? Well, guys, we have room to spike on up. We have room to fall on down. I could potentially, again, if I did calls, I could be able to say to myself, all right, Dek, hey, I could win $500 if I do calls. Or again, if it starts dropping on down on puts, I could lose $500. Guess what? If I can win 500 and lose 500, what do we call this? This is going to be a 50-50. We are hoping that it moves in our favor. But guess what, traders? As we know, as we get closer to strong resistance or strong support, those odds start changing. If we start coming on down towards our bottom support area, we have a stop loss right here. We have an entry right here. And now we are expecting, of course, that the stock is now going to start bouncing its way on up. Guess what? I'm going to have a much better chance. I'm going to have an 80-20. There's an 80% chance that we're going to bounce off support and start moving our way on up. And if we do lose, we are losing the absolute minimum. So let's take a look at our live example right now over on the S&P 500. The S&P 500, we're right in the middle. So if we're right in the middle, guess what we do? We sit on back, we pour ourselves a pina colada, we throw in a little bit of, a show. We could sit back and watch some national pickleball championships. I don't know, whatever you guys want. But we can wait for a better entry where we are now again putting the odds in our favor. Right? People say, well, is the stock market a casino? If you want to think about odds, sure, the stock market's a casino. If you want to think about it in that manner, but you're not the Taurus, you're the house. The house has the edge. The house is going to win. The house is dealing the cards, giving you the dice. They're not again saying, hey, can you blow on these right here? Oh man, I got a lucky feeling. Oh man, I love these dice. They remind me of when I was a kid and I had a great childhood, right? It's like, having your superstitions and all that stuff doesn't change odds. Doesn't change odds in any sort of way, right? So I always want to be able to figure out, okay, stock market's a casino here. How can I be the house? How can I manipulate the odds so that I have the best chance of success? Sure, I can close my eyes right now, boom, 50-50. Hopefully the stock market goes up. Welcome to the casino. Or I can wait for the S&P 500 to hit the red line or hit the blue line, and now it's no longer the casino. Now I'm the dealer. So we want to be able to always place these odds in our favor. That's where we're going to have more success. Okay. Now, these are the things, of course, when you go on different, websites or you go on StockTwits or Twitter on Reddit or wherever, it doesn't say, ooh, play odds, guys. It says, everyone put your whole entire account in on this play. You're still early. That's what you hear. That's what you see. Hey, everyone, get ready to get involved in this play. You're still early. Are you sure the stock's up again, 20,000%? Hey, you're still early. Didn't you see what I typed out? Right? It's like, that's not the right way to trade. So you want to be able to make sure you're doing everything correct. You want to make sure that you're breaking this on down the right way. You want to make sure that every single person here is understanding, okay, let's always be getting our great entries. That's how we're going to make money. That's how we're going to be successful. Right? So again, how many people understand that now? How many people can start saying, okay, Dek, the stock trading thing is starting to make a little bit more sense to me. Okay, the stock trading thing is going to be, a little bit easier for me. Remember, all you got to do is set a stop loss. You're always going to only lose what you're willing to lose. All right? If you set a stop loss, this is already with trading. People blow up accounts. Every single person, every single one who has ever blown up an account, I ask them, say, well, do you set stop losses? And they go, mental stop losses. I have never in my life have ever met one person who has ever blown up their account that uses stop losses. Never. Every single person I've ever asked who has said, hey, I blow up my account, I say, where was your stop at? They said, I didn't have one. Where's your stop loss at? I didn't have a stop loss, right? So if you are willing to just get out, you can't blow up an account. If you're willing to move on from a play, you can't blow up an account. And if you honestly think you're a great trader and you're not here to just gamble and you're saying to yourself, no, I actually want to trade, well, then again, get out when you're down $500 and then move on. Right? Sure, there are going to be some plays that maybe you want to hold a little bit longer and you want to give it a little bit of a chance. You want to, again, DCA, dollar cost average in. You might want to average in on these plays. That's fine. I understand that. But at some point, you have to have a limit. Some point, you have to say, all right, it's time for me to get out of this play. It's time for me to move on onto this play. Let's see what we have here. Guys, penny stock world. CMD, spike on up. Already starting to come back on down. Let's see again. What were AIRE, spike on up, already starting to come on down. Let's see again. SELF. SELF. Spike on up, starting to come right back on down. So we see these quick little spikes and then just come crashing right back on down. So a lot of big time pops, a lot of big time moves here. Guys, at this moment, S&P 500. S&P 500 traders still just kind of moving sideways. We have not missed anything on this move yet. So I know this right now. How many people at this moment are saying to themselves, hey, I have not traded anything. If you have not traded anything yet, it's 17 minutes in. You're doing the right thing. If you have not traded anything yet at this moment, you are doing the right thing. I want to make sure that every single person is all set. So traders, staying alert here. S&P 500 starting to get a little bit of a pop on up. Traders, I was kind of going into one of my rabbit holes last night. I don't know if you guys always do this, but I like, again, telling you guys what I find. I find it, very interesting. Last night, I was on the computer probably till about like 1:30 in the morning. It's probably the deepest rabbit holes I always get into, in stock trading and investing. I kind of have a little obsession. And my little obsession that I always get involved in is always trying to find the next big investment. Is it electric vehicles, as it was at some point? Is it, looking for pharmaceutical drugs? Is it looking for artificial intelligence? Is it like, the next type of cryptocurrency type of thing? What's the next revolution? What's the next technology? What's the next big wave? What's the thing that's going to change the way for human life forever once it actually is developed and once it's actually here, right? I'm always trying to figure out, like, what's the next big investment opportunity? So we've actually talked about some of this before in the past. Sometimes we had this little rant and we went over quantum physics. Remember that? We talked about quantum physics before, guys. And we talked about, different stocks that have to do with quantum physics. Now, we also, last time we went into this rant, we also went into space. Space exploration. A lot of people, again, are excited about, what is going to happen with space, with mining asteroids, rockets, things along those lines, being able to explore in that manner. Well, guys, I got into a little bit of a new little rabbit hole last night, trying to find what is the next big trend. What do you guys think it is? It could be, again, space and space exploration. It could be, again, quantum physics. After AI, they got to be able to work on quantum theories and be able to figure out how to be able to improve things. But one of the things I also looked into as well, and I was looking up different charts, and I was actually surprised on the results that I found, was something that we need every single day. We as humans, we need it every single day, and every single day, we have a little bit less, and a little bit less, and a little bit less of it. And what is that, if anyone knows? Well, what that is, I do see the SPY right now, guys, as well. I'm watching it. We have room to fall down towards around 517. And what that is right here, team, is going to be water stocks. And then we say, Dek, what do you mean water? Well, again, diving into my little deep hole that I had right now. Apparently, and I am no scientist, guys, that we are going to be running out of fresh water, natural spring water, by, again, 2040. In the next 15 years, we are going to be running out of fresh water. Now, that does not mean, again, the entire human population is going to die, but that means we are going to have to definitely filter out water. There's over 4 billion people. And the thing is, there are only actually about 5 countries that actually have water that is drinkable. So what I was looking at, and what a lot of people are starting to invest in, is water filtration. How are we going to have water? Water reservoirs, countries with water, things along these lines. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but let me show you some stocks right now, and you guys tell me, how well these are actually doing. So this is the S&P 500 at this moment. Let's take a look at some water plays, and you guys say, wow, these are actually moving themselves on up. Starting on off, we have PHO. PHO, guys, Water Resources, ETF. Notice PHO has been moving up consistently for the last 8 years in a row, and is currently sitting right next to record highs. Pretty insane to see that, okay, we have a water resource which is sitting all the way up towards record highs. Okay, let's take a look at some others, because maybe that's just one. Okay, what about PIO right here? Global Water. global water is becoming more again harder to get and harder to be able to get to humans. Guess what? This is starting to move itself on up. We also do have AQWA right here. AQWA, this is something more recent, came on out 2 years ago. How to be able to clean water, cleaning water. This is all the way sitting up towards record highs. Came out again 2 years ago, excuse me. So we also have CGW. CGW at this time. This has been moving up consistently for the last 15 years. So this is the S&P 500 of water. Basically, it's the S&P 500, but it follows all of, again, the water companies. CGW, the water index. And you guys can see how this has been moving up for 15 years in a row as water becomes more scarce. And now it's in higher demand as it continues to move itself on up. So, at first when I read, invest in water. What the heck, invest in water? That kind of seems like a little ridiculous. But then I started looking at the stocks. Then I started looking at the ETFs. And every single water stock, every single water ETF, every single water filtration, guess what, has been moving up every single year for the last 10 years. Every single one of them. It's almost like another way to be able to invest into the S&P 500 as, again, water starts declining and the human population is inclining and waters need human. Obviously, guess what? We're going to have to start filtering out water and salt water into fresh water, drinkable water, things along these lines. So guess what here, traders? Water could be a popular thing in the future. I just thought that was a very little interesting investment point. And it's not like it was like a one little hot trend. It's been moving up for the last 15 years now. So I thought that was a pretty interesting topic that I feel like not many people think about. Everyone thinks about AI. Everyone thinks about electric vehicles. Everyone thinks about quantum computing. Everyone thinks about, space. And then I kind of found okay, hey, invest into, fresh water. Invest into that. And I was like, interesting. So just kind of want to throw it out there while we're waiting for the S&P 500 to make some sort of move. Thought that was a cool little, rabbit hole I was in last night about, these plays are moving on up day after day after day after day. Typing over on Google. All right, when will we run out of water? Unless water is drastically reduced, severe water shortage of the entire planet by 2040. It's only, again, 15 years away. It's not again, right? So will we ever run out of drinking water? We'll never run out of water, but the thing is, you can invest in filtration, right? Going to salt water to fresh water, boiling water, drinking water. Companies are going to have to do that. Just some cool things to be thinking about. Little rabbit hole I was in last night. And you might say, 15 years is very far away. Well, hey guys, let me tell you this. What if you invested in CGW at the price of $16? It's now at $57. What if you invested in PHO? PHO is at $14. It's now at, again, $70 almost. So the thing is, by the time maybe 15 years come on up, is PHO going to be at $200? It's not a day trade today. It's not a day trade. I'm saying it's a play that maybe you want to throw in your long-term investment portfolio. Guys, I'm an ideas guy. I'm just throwing out different ideas right here. You don't have to, again, go full port into water. I'm just saying. I was in a little rabbit hole last night and I was excited to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was a little excited to tell you about something. I'm sorry that I was getting a little bit crazy last night. Sure. I had a big glass of chocolate milk last night. No big deal. Just a little pumped on up. But now we've gotten into our quantum computing talk before. Told you guys all those plays, right? IONQ's the leader in quantum computing. We've gone into space stocks before. RKTB, Rocket Labs. We've talked about SpaceX coming out with their brand new IPO in the next 2 years. Things along those lines. S&P 500 though. Want to make sure that we're all good. S&P 500, still no main move yet. So let's see what we can have. Let's see what, again, the S&P 500. So far, the SPY, if you're saying, Dek, I haven't pulled the trigger or anything yet on the SPY. That's good. Basically, we gone straight up, we gone straight down. We gone straight up, we gone straight down. We gone straight up, and now it's starting to come back on down. No reason to touch the S&P 500. Remember, until we get up towards our targets, until we place the odds in our favor. But guess what's going on, guys? I already know what's going on, okay? Because I know you. You know how I know you? Because, again, I was you. I was the guy that is saying right now, oh, man, it's 9:56. I haven't traded anything yet today. I kind of want to trade something. I know if I just wait for support and resistance to hit, I'll have the odds in my favor and I'll probably win. But does anyone else think maybe again the SPY is going to fall? Does anyone else think the SPY is going to drop? Okay, I'll do a small entry. I'll do a small entry right now. I'll do a small one right now. And then again, you jump in on it and I say, well, why did you jump in on it? And you say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of just wanted to trade. I was a little bored. Traders, I see too many traders lose every single day because they can't control their emotions and sit out for 15 minutes. They can't sit back for 15 minutes. It honestly might be a problem. Hey, Dek, I can't wait more than 30 minutes without pulling the trigger and again losing all my money. Did you win on your trade? No, I lose every single day. Or are you a winning trader? No, I've been losing for the last 2 years. Have you ever again had, that one big trade and consistent trades? Nope, every single time I trade, I lose. Team, you must understand it in this manner. Stock trading, yes, our actual trade is only going to be maybe 5, 10, 20 minutes long. But a huge part of our job is waiting for that trade setup. I like to always think about it in a cool manner. Cool manner to me would be like, think about it as a Navy SEAL. A Navy SEAL goes through training. A Navy SEAL has their missions. A Navy SEAL does recon. A Navy SEAL does all this stuff before they actually, let's say, take out their target. How much of movies, like type of action, does Navy SEALs go through? I'm sure they have their gunfights and things along those lines from time to time, but I'm going to probably make an assumption here, and if there's any Navy SEALs here, you guys can correct me, but I'm going to make an assumption that probably 90% of your job is going to be more of research, is more of training, is more of recon, is more of meetings, is more of, again, that type of stuff, and 10% is going to be the action type of things we see in movies. Same exact thing I'm going to say with, again, stock trading, because I know stock trading very well. Guess what? 90% of our job is coming up with game plans, coming up with support and resistance, figuring out where is going to be the odds in our favor, making sure that we are saying, okay, this is where I enter, this is where I exit. And just like a SEAL, they wait until their target is perfectly, again, a great shot. They take their shot, they go home. Same exact thing with the S&P 500. We wait until the S&P 500's in that perfect opportunity to take that shot. We take our shot, we go home. That's what it is. I can't, again, just be randomly firing off bullets over here left and right on the SPY. Guess what? I'm going to end up taking a loss. Guess what? I'm going to end up taking a lose. Guess what? I'm going to get my position exposed and I'm going to become a captive. I'm going to become a prisoner to the stock market. So guess what I do? I wait for, again, selective shots. I wait for opportunities that I know I'm going to win. People, again, hit me up and they say, Dek, how is it possible? How is it that you have over an 85% win rate? Yeah, again, I watch you every single day on the live stream. I see that nearly every single time you trade, you win. How is that possible? Because I wait for good opportunities. I wait for good trades. Most people say, okay, I'm going to lose. Yep, I lost. Yep, I lost. Yep, I lost. Yep, I lost. Yep. Okay, Dek, I'm buying in with you. Okay, I won. So why don't we just eliminate all those losses? Why don't we just eliminate all those boredom trades? The boredom trades where maybe something big's going to happen. Ooh, maybe this is going to happen. Ooh, maybe if I buy in, all of a sudden the stock market's going to move in my favor. Right? That's not what we want because it's not going to. Exactly. Z-Trade said, Dek, you want us to be a little bit more sniper and a less, army. I guess so. If that's the way that you think about it. So that's how we have to, always be diving in here. Moni, PHO is that water play. So PHO is that water play that's been moving up for like the last 15 years. If you want to check that thing on out. People are talking about people. So let's give them something to talk about. S&P 500. I know, again, AK, I see GSUN. Again, GSUN starting to squeeze itself on up. This would be, again, a play that I'm going to be getting excited for shorts next week. GSUN moving itself on up. Penny stock world, guys. Now, as you guys know, penny stock world is where I have been able to make the majority of my money in my trading career. I have not made the majority of my money in options. I make money in options, but not the big money. If you guys have ever seen me make $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in a month, it's not from options. It's from shorting penny stocks, just like GSUN. Now, GSUN traders, this is a play right now that is moving itself on up. It's holding its gains, and it still looks very solid. You are going to hear, and you guys are going to learn, and you guys are going to become experts of everything there is to know about shorting penny stocks, microcap starting next week. You guys already know, Monday, we go live on Tradecaster, teaching you guys for 30 days everything there is to know about shorting, and I'm going back to shorting for the first time in about 6 months. My 6-month hiatus away from shorting ends on Friday, and Monday I am back and we are attacking these plays. Now, GSUN. I actually went into this play, not this exact play, but I went into a play like this over on yesterday. You must realize something about stock movement. Stock movement is so important. When a stock slowly works itself on up, which means we spike, we have pullback. We spike, we have pullback. We spike, we have pullback. These are plays that you do not want to short. So this play right here is a no. Do not short it. Because every time you have a pullback and then you have strength, it's allowing people to get off the ride. It's allowing people to say, hey, who wants to get off here? You guys want to get off here? Okay, now let's go up to the next level. When you allow people to get off the ride and then you move up, and then allow people to get off the ride and then move on up, and allow people to get off the ride and move on up, you consistently stick with that pattern, and that's where you can go higher and higher and higher. So a big area that people get caught up on their shorts is they short, let's say, right here, they end up losing. Oh, let me short right here, end up losing. Short right here, end up losing. So for instance, when I take a look over on GSUN, GSUN spiked, nice pullback. Spike, nice pullback. Spike, little pullback. Spike, probably going to get a nice pullback. And the thing is, don't want you guys jumping in on these plays on shorting opportunities until, guess what happens? Until we have more of something that looks like a squeeze. I want to see plays that do this. Spike on up, get halted. Spike on up, get halted. Spike on up. Because when no one's getting off the ride and everyone's holding, the moment that it does start turning is the moment where everyone gets off the ride at the same time, and that's where it goes straight on down. How many times have you guys ever seen a stock basically go straight up and then straight back down? That's the type of action that is going to make you $20,000, $50,000, $100,000. That's what's going to make you the big money. That's what's going to make you the big cash. That's what's going to make you the big profits. That's what's going to get you guys on top, right? You know, when stocks go straight on up and straight back on down. When stocks are more consistent, slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady, it's going to take a very long time for slow and steady on the downside as well. So please make sure that you guys are all set with that. Please make sure that you guys are all understanding of that. Now, I also know, guys, when we talk, here's a pullback. I think we will find support coming on up. So we'll find support, I think, and then eventually be able to break through $7. The main issue, though, which I will give shorters a little bit of a leverage here, is we do have the 200-day moving average. And you guys can see, hits the 200-day moving average, falls back on down. Near 200 falls, near 200 falls. So I didn't notice the 200-day moving average. That could definitely, again, kind of kill it off a little bit. Notice when you break the 200-day moving average, you get a big-time spike. So that is going to be big. Now, also a little side note, team. Little side note, I know when I talk about big numbers and I talk about, 200,000, or I talk about making 500,000 in a year, $20,000 in a month, $50,000 in a month, whatever it may be, I do have, again, live recordings of me, again, logging into my broker statements so you can see all of the big profits that I've been able to make. So you guys can see everything. This is from my Lightspeed broker. And you can see, of course, my 23,000, 104,000, 135,000. You can literally go watch this video as well. So this is, again, me logging into my broker so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. You guys can see absolutely everything. Also, during this, I've also contacted Lightspeed. So Lightspeed is going to be the broker that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be able to give you guys tons of discounts tomorrow. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, StockTwits, Instagram, Discord, Tradecaster, all that stuff. I'm going to be able to drop huge discounts for you guys tomorrow. Regardless, before that, I've actually contacted them because I want to be even more transparent and more credible. And I want you guys to know every single trade that I make, they are going to verify it over on Twitter. So they are going to say, yes, this is a real trade, or again, no, that was some sort of paper trade. So the thing is, team, not only do I want to teach you, not only do I want to trade in front of you, I'm also, and I've reached out to the back end or, the team at Lightspeed and say, can you again verify that every trade I make, every big win I have, every again $5,000, $10,000, every $20,000 month I have is 100% verified by you guys. So that is going to be something coming on up as well. Because again, I get it, guys. Every now and then I get thrown in some mix. I get thrown in some mix of social media stock trader. Oh, this Lamborghini, this, that. Oh, that guy's paper trading. Oh, that guy's paper trading. That guy's paper trading. I do, again, my absolute best to try to break away from all of that nonsense. I try to do my absolute best to live stream in front of you, trade in front of you, teach you the right way, be the mentor that I wish I had when I first started. And then on top of that, not only live stream it, not only do it in real time, but show you my P&Ls. Not only do you not believe the live streams, not only do you not believe the P&Ls, now I'm going to have on Twitter my every single P&L verified by Lightspeed to show you guys that it's all real money as well. So, and if you guys don't believe that, well, I don't know what else I can do. Okay, it's like I'm running out of ideas. But unfortunately, I just can't make everyone happy. I remember back 10 years ago when I just had a chat room, people were like, hey, Dek, can you live stream your trades? And I said, sure, no problem whatsoever. So I started live streaming my trades. Then people said, hey, Dek, can you show your P&Ls after, again, you live stream your trades? I said, sure, no problem. Then people said, hey, Dek, can you show again your P&Ls while you're live streaming and while you're live trading? I said, sure, that's no problem whatsoever at all. Then people say, hey, Dek, can you log into your broker to show that's legit? And I said, sure, that's no problem whatsoever at all. Now, again, I'm doing all of that, plus again having Lightspeed themselves verify my live trade, and I can guarantee there's still going to be some guy out there in the world that says, this guy's not legit, he's a scammer, he's a phony, he's paper trade. Guys, I'm doing everything I can over here. Okay, so if you don't believe me after all of this, I just, again, we're just not meant to work together. Okay, that's it. If you don't believe me after all of this, there's nothing else I can do. I wish you the absolute best. So that's it. So we are going to be all set, ready to go, ready to get after it. I appreciate everyone here. I appreciate absolutely everyone here today. And we are still waiting, of course, over on the SPY. I know some of you guys might be saying a question to yourself at this moment, saying, Dek, how in the, it's 10:08. We have not pulled the trigger yet today on any sort of option trades on SPY. Does anyone know the reason why? We have opened up at the price of 517.45. We opened up at the price of 517.45. Okay? Now, we are at 517.45. So if you bought at the start of the day, if you did a put contract at the start of the day, you would be sitting with an absolute $0 profit. You'd actually be in the red, because time decay would have hurt you. So the thing is, team, we really haven't seen we haven't seen any sort of movement. We really have not seen any sort of hype. We really have not seen anything whatsoever. So the thing is, traders, at this moment, the S&P 500, we have not had an opportunity just yet today to be able to make a ton of money. We have not had an opportunity yet today to be able to make a ton of cash. So we are still, again, waiting for that number one opportunity. How is NVDA doing? NVDA is starting to fade and fall. NVDA right now is starting to get a little bit weaker. Now, I will address something also. Some people say, hey, Dek, I was looking into shorting. I know you're teaching shorting coming on up, and I noticed that we have to be on a margin account. Is that true? The answer is yes. If you guys, again, want to short, you have to be on a margin account. I really need you guys. I need you guys. I want you guys. It's just, everyone here wants to make money. I don't want anyone over these next 30 days that I'm going to teach you anything say, I don't want to do that, right? I don't like that anymore. I just want to stick with this. If you are not a full-time stock trader, if you are not making enough money to live your life, and on top of that, making more money than what you want, you're saying to yourself, ooh, I would have been happy with this. Okay, now I'm able to do this and be able to do this and have that financial freedom. If you're looking at your P&Ls and you're saying, okay, that month was red, 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 and every single month seems like it's red and you are not consistently making money, you have no right whatsoever to say, I don't want to do that. I don't know about this. I'm going to tell you, of course, you have to use this type account. I'm going to say you are going to be underneath these type of rules. I'm going to say you are going to be having to use these brokers. I'm going to say you are going to want to do this. You are only going to be able to trade for this. There are going to be things that I'm going to say in different guidelines. They're going to say, right? Whatever. But the thing that I want you to realize is these are what is going to happen for you to be successful. Okay? I literally know it. I know what to do. I know how to make you money. But the thing is, half the people are saying, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. You have no right. Then just continuously keep losing money if you want to, right? So be willing to be molded. Be willing to be an open book. Be willing to accept what I'm saying for 30 days. For 30 days. And see how it works out. And if it works out the way I want it to for you, then you're going to say, hey, thanks, Dek. And if you're saying after 30 days, Dek, could give it a chance, I don't know if this is for me, then after 30 days, at least again, you know everything I'm going to teach you, everything I'm going to show you, and then you'll be all set, ready to go. Sound good? So make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock on that. Miguel says, Dek, your mic volume is very low. I have to max out my audio. How's the mic volume right now? You guys let me know at this moment. I can try to turn it up a little bit. I don't really like putting the mic settings, but if I need to turn it up a little bit, I will. So you guys let me know. I just want to, the majority of people, how's the mic volume? Is it a little low? Can I turn it up here slightly? Or is it fine? Maybe up a little. Okay, I'm gonna dab it here. Okay, how are you guys thinking about it at this moment? Is everything okay now at this time? Is everything... All right, hopefully this is... I'm only kidding. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Hopefully this is a little bit better. Hopefully this is, it's kind of a little bit more of that happy medium for everyone. So I turned it up slightly. Just slightly. Just slightly. Dek, what are your thoughts on Peloton? Peloton, guys. I actually talked about this one 2 weeks ago. Right? I've actually posted an entire video over on Peloton. If you guys follow me on Twitter or StockTwits or whatever, if you guys follow me over on these plays, you guys already know. Peloton is one of the plays right now that a lot of people are looking to turn into like AMC. Okay? So a lot of people at this moment are, you guys remember AMC. AMC was the stock that everyone went nuts over. It was the stock that, turned into the monster squeeze. Remember AMC going on that monster move, 3 years ago where it went straight on up to like $700? Do you guys remember GameStop when GameStop went absolutely crazy? Basically, people are looking to do this type of move over on Peloton. Peloton is super heavily shorted. It was a company that was all the way up at $170 during the pandemic, and now it is currently sitting at $4. So it's heavily shorted. Everyone's been just trashing Peloton, and right now is an area and is a time that a lot of people are slowly accumulating shares on Peloton, saying, ooh, this is going to be the next big short squeeze. Everyone's going to be buying Peloton in the future to squeeze it on up. So... I don't know if that's going to 100% happen, but this is one that, you'll see a lot on Reddit. You'll see a lot on Wall Street Bets. You'll see a lot of people, talking about this, being like, ooh, this is going to be that next mover. This is going to be the next big squeeze. This is going to be the next big pop, right? So right now we still have these, still waiting and watching. GSUN, guys, did I tell you? GSUN's going to start moving its way back on up. Again, GSUN's not a play that I would short most likely because I don't like how it's get off the ride, everyone good, time to move back on up. Get off the ride, everyone good, time to move back on up. Get off the ride, everyone good, time to move back on up. Right? I don't like that. I don't like how it's allowing people to basically get off of a play. So we are still waiting for that best move here. Where do you see resistance for CTMX? CTMX right here, resistance. Probably, the best area is $5, but it's a little too small. I would probably say with lighter volume today, it's going to be more of the VWAP. Lighter volume today, going to be a little bit more of the VWAP. TP3, even my neighbors can feel the deck energy. That's what I want, guys. That's what I want. That's what I want, every single day. That's what I want every single moment. I want you guys to be able to jump on this live stream every single day and be able to feel, right? Feel the energy, feel the enthusiasm, because don't we work the best job in the world? I think we do, right? And that's all I'm trying to bring every single day. I'm trying to bring that to the platform, team. I'm trying to make sure that you guys, again, are rocking and rolling, basically being your cup of coffee. That's what I want, guys. I want to be in you every single day, bringing that energy, bringing that enthusiasm. Me and you, you and me. That's the type of team we have here on Tradecaster.com. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. Every single morning, that's what I'm bringing to the table. Team, MSGM, getting a little bit of a high of the day. Trying to get that momentum here. Let's see. We're a team here, team. That's what we do. Oh, man. Guys, you guys crack me up. You guys crack me up. I got to work on my motivational speeches. I really do. I remember I gave a speech just like that back again on the high school football team. It was halftime. We were down 21-7, and I gave a speech just like that. And we ended up losing 42-7. So I'm hoping again, I'm hoping we have a different effect this time. Jiwa saying, Dek, can you short today? I can't short today because I'm going to be shorting again on Monday. That's when I'm starting. So can you short a paper trading account today? The only short that I see that's possible would be GSUN. Other than that, I don't see any kind of quick little hard rips and runs and spikes and dumps right here. No, guys. Again, oh, man. Literally, again, I put my head straight down right here because I was laughing, okay? I was laughing. Literally, I have a keyboard right in front of me. You guys are messed up in the head. You guys are sick in the head. Sick! All I'm trying to do is keep a straight face so I can be able to trade with you guys every single day and have a good time. Okay? Jumping all over here, getting crazy here. Right now, 10.19 in this market. Seeing where the S&P 500... S&P 500. I really wish this thing would just make a little bit of a move. S&P 500 just make us a little bit of a move. See where again this see where this activity is going to get us at. We're still just moving sideways here. Let me ask you guys a question. Everyone right now, what is the hottest ticker of the day? I want to see if there's anything that we are missing by chance. Is there anything that is going crazy at this moment that we are just not blatantly missing? What is the hottest ticker of the day? Who has the answer for me right now? Claire! Hottest ticker of the day, Claire. What do you got today? Can you please stop playing solitaire every single day? Please stop playing solitaire and just answer some emails. I come over here asking you what's the hottest stock of the day, and all I do is find you playing solitaire. And get off Windows 98. It is 2024. You have a Windows 98 computer. S&P 500 barely doing anything right now. What do we have here? Looking around. NVDA still on a bear flag pattern right now. NVDA is getting a little bit weaker. Okay, NVDA has some movement. I do like how NVDA is getting a bit of movement. I like how NVDA is getting a little bit of a drop right now. That's fine. You know, again, more action, more volatility, the better. More action, more volatility, the better. NVDA, a little bit of a drop. I do think, again, the S&P 500 will get that, nice dip buy coming up in the near future. But I am so eager to trade at this time. I just want to pull the trigger and get after it. But I don't want to fall victim of what I basically teach you guys of not to be a victim of. Right now, 10:21 in the market. I know you guys are feeling it. Okay, I know you guys are feeling it right now. And what are you guys feeling? You guys are saying to yourself at this moment, oh man, I got to start trading. It's 10:21 right now. I haven't pulled the trigger. This is my first time watching Dek. Doesn't seem like this guy likes to trade too much, eh? Guys, I love to trade. But what am I going to tell you right now? Hey, everyone, go buy calls. And we go up to the price of $517.50. We go up again, 3 cents. And then it falls back on down to $517.20. And you say, see, I knew I should have done puts. And then we go back up to $517.60 and you make 40 cents just to lose it, 10 minutes later. I would rather have you guys hold your money and be conservative right now rather than just throw away your money left and right. It's kind of crazy. If I walked up to you, let's just think about it in this situation. And you can tell me if I'm out of line here. Okay, you guys can tell me if I'm out of line. But if I walked up to you right now and said, hey, give me $90, you would say, no, I don't want, no, I'm going to keep my $90, but thank you. But if I say, hey, there's no stocks going on at this moment, everyone, again, just sit back on your hands. You're like, I'll risk $90. And you just throw away $100 in cash. I lost $120. Okay, no big deal here. It's like, what the heck? It's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I thought something cool was gonna happen. I don't know. I thought maybe it was gonna. I thought maybe it was gonna. I thought it was fucking gonna do this. I don't know. Right? So it's like, really, sometimes the worst thing you can do is just sit in front of your candlesticks, watching every little candle move, and just hoping that maybe it was gonna make some sort of move. Maybe oh, I thought it was going to do this. Oh, I thought it was going to do this. Oh, I thought it was going to do this. Right? That's sometimes, what I think. So, yeah, you got to be careful over on these moves. You got to be careful over on these plays. Sometimes you see one little candle and start getting that pop on up. Dek, you look tired. You got to get some more sleep. I'm pretty good right now. Do I look tired? I'll tell you, last night, I got 17 minutes of sleep last night. Okay, 17 minutes. Not bad. Okay? Not bad, not great. Woke on up. Had, again, a huge bowl of Captain Crunch. Then I went over into my shower. Sat there. 45 minutes. I have a pretty, rigorous routine every single morning. 3 a.m. wake-up call. 3 a.m., straight downstairs to a nice big bowl of Captain Crunch. Put the milk first, put the Captain Crunch until it overflows the bowl. Then I grab my spoon, push it down on every single angle around the bowl. Then I eat it all. I jump in my shower, get out of my shower, jump into the sauna, out of the sauna. Then I go into the steam room, sit there until my boiling skin is beyond hot. I walk outside and I get butt naked. I walk up and down my house 22 times to get a leg workout, doing lunges with nothing but air going through the legs. Then on top of that, I jump back in the shower. Got to get off that sweat. Then sit back downstairs. I have, again, Enrique put me up a real lunch. I'm talking about, again, eggs Benedict, bacon, French toast, muffins, egg whites, anything I need. It's all set, ready to go. I can almost smell the peppers and onions as I speak right now. That's how good it is. Then on top of that, I work my way over to the computer, sit on down, and here we are. Every single day. Same exact thing every single day. Been doing it for the last 8 years now. SPY, 517 crack? Nope. Going right back on up, right? So this is where, you know, the odds are not in our favor at this moment. This is where, again, the S&P 500 is basically just up, back down, up, back down, up, back down. So you do not want to be putting yourself here. Wolfhound saying, very rarely do I see you use any of the trade eye windows other than the charts. You know, I'm always watching these. So the thing is, when we're shorting, I'm going to be watching the high of the day momentum scanner nonstop. And I'm going to teach you all about this. When I'm shorting, I'm looking to see what stocks are breaking out. Because the stocks that are breaking out are going to be the stocks that are going to become the best shorts. Stocks that are hitting new highs are going to be stocks that are going to be having big dumps on down. The stocks that are getting halted are the stocks that are spiking in very hard fashions or dumping in very hard fashions. So yes, I use this scanner 24/7. And the stocks for the mid-candle breakout plays right here, mid-candle breakout patterns are stocks that are going to become great shorts in the near future. So again, you guys can see this is going to be a great short in the near future, such as like CNXA. And then our top gainers on the day are going to be stocks that are already up big that I know are going to be great shorts. So the thing is, all my scanners on my screen are designed to be able to help you find the best short every single day. From the stocks that are breaking out, hitting new highs, from the stocks that are hitting a high of the day, which are again going to become great shorts, the stocks that are being halted that are going to lead towards huge crashes, the stocks that are mid-candle breakout patterns, which are going to be great shorts in the upcoming days, and the stocks that are currently the #1 top gainer on the day so that you can find the best short back on down. So every single one of these plays here, right? Every single one of these plays are basically designed to become great shorts. Right? Julia says any play right now is just eating up premiums. I agree with that. Any play right now at this moment is just, you know, going up premiums. Right now, team's still watching every single one of these moves. Still waiting for the best play of the day. Still waiting for that action. GSUN starting to move sideways again. This was a play that I said I really would not short. I just don't feel comfortable with it. I do see how we have a little bit of lower highs, though. Little bit of lower highs, little bit of weakness, little bit of a drop here. GSUN, we'll see if we can squeeze ourselves back on up, get back above that $7 mark. S&P 500 at this moment, though. S&P 500 just moving completely sideways, so we really don't need anything over there. Let's take a look over on CNBC.com at this moment. CNBC.com. Anything that's going on? Anything big? Apple announces new iPad Pro. I want Apple to come out with something. Guys, I want something new. I want something new. I want something revolutionary. I want the internet to come on out, right? The internet to come on out. Boom. Revolutionary. You know, cryptocurrency when it came on out. It's like, boom, started up a huge new wave, right? Revolutionary. I want something like that. I want something that's like going to change the game forever, change the world forever. This is where a whole bunch of people come on in. They say, AI. Oh, AI is changing the game. AI. It's like, I'll be honest here so far, team. AI has not changed my life in any sort of way. Oh, Dek, what about ChatGPT? That's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's like a cool Google. Yeah, you type in and you get an answer, right? Other than that, like my life has not changed in any sort of way, right? I think AI could do things, great in the future. Absolutely. Like, it could, I saw the other day that, there was a lawnmower and it just, it was cutting the grass by itself. Cool. All right. Awesome. Right. But I want something a little bit more crazy. I want something a little bit more nuts. I'm kind of waiting for what is that going to be? Is there actually going to be a metaverse where you put on goggles and you're in on this brand new world? Is there going to be, some sort of new form of currency? The internet. I mean, how could you even think of the internet? It's like basically let me make a program where anyone can be able to make anything they want and anyone can be able to access it. It just doesn't even sound sound real when you actually try to explain what the internet even is, and no one owns it. It's like no one owns it. It's kind of nuts, right? So I kind of want to see what's going to be happening here. Streaming future Disney promise is finally here as cable TV decays. Yeah, guys, what's kind of crazy? I actually canceled my cable. I was paying like $100 a month for nothing. It's like, what do I use cable for? What do you guys use cable for? Right? You know, cable. It's like, why would I want to sit there for like 25 minutes just listening to commercials? I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Paramount, I have Peacock, I have YouTube TV. It's like using cable is just absolutely, you know, horrendous. And I will say this because I always want to be transparent. I bought the home that I live in now. I bought the home that I live in now about 2.5 years ago. I bought it in 2021. The home that I live in now. And I also purchased the TV. The guy who I purchased his home from, the family, have yet to log out of their Netflix, their Paramount, their Peacock, their Disney Plus. And if you are listening right now, again, you can log out. But I, again, prefer if you just allow us to keep using it for the last 3 years. So I appreciate you, Brandon, if you are listening. And we have never purchased the movie, as you know. But we do appreciate the streaming platforms that you left logged in on the TV after I moved in 3 years ago. So please keep that going. Right now, SPY still moving sideways here. GSUN weaker. NUWE. Can I take a chat poll right here? Guys, can I take a chat poll? Can I ask the chat room? I want every single member to answer this if you guys haven't yet. Who here on YouTube, on TikTok, on Tradecaster, on Discord, who here has not pulled the trigger yet? Who here has 0 out of 0 gains? Who here is proud that they have not pulled the trigger yet, saying, Dek, the old me, I would have lost already. I would have been down in the dumps already. I would have been, again, I did not have patience before. Who here has saying, I have not pulled the trigger yet, and I am sure damn proud I have not pulled the trigger, because guess what? I would have lost on time decay. I would have not made any money. I just feel like I've been gambling. I would have been whatever. So if you are a person that is saying, hey, Dek, I've just been waiting and watching, you should be proud of yourself, because I can guarantee that there are hundreds to thousands of traders out there in the world right now that don't have, again, guidance, that just basically woke up and said, oh, today could be hot. Let me just buy it right now. And then all they're doing is sitting at the same exact price. Remember, if you bought calls today on the S&P 500, you'd be in the red. If you bought puts today, you would be in the red because of time decay. So it doesn't matter if you bought at all today on the S&P 500, or again, the majority of these plays, you would be in the red. So again, that is an awesome job. Isaac Huey, Geo Heavy, Tone Ward HD. Shout out to you guys again. Thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate what you guys do for me every single day. So again, thank you so much. Also, things are a little bit slow right now over on this day. I am going to just open on up the floor because I love hearing from you guys. If you guys are over on TikTok and you guys want to ask a question, if you guys are over on TikTok and you guys want to ask about a certain stock, if you guys are over on TikTok and want to ask about a certain strategy, I did just allow it that you guys can be able to ask to request to join, and you guys can be able to talk into your phone or talk in your microphone and kind of be part of this live stream here for a second. So if you guys are interested in jumping on the live stream with me here for a second, being a quick little guest, telling me about your trading and maybe asking about a strategy or whatnot, I'd be happy to again answer that. So over on TikTok, you guys are more than welcome to be able to jump on in, and I love being able to speak to you guys, talk to you guys every now and then. So right now, team, we are kind of just waiting and watching, waiting to see what's going to be coming on up here. So right now, still waiting on these moves. GRFX, nice little move on up. GRFX. Billy in chat says, Deck, do you have a girlfriend? I'll tell you right now, Billy. Unfortunately, you're not my type, Billy. So we can just end it right there. It's not you. I appreciate you asking, Billy. I don't know how else to put this. I'll just be really blunt. I'll be very honest about it. I'm not gay. That's it. So I appreciate you, Billy. But that's all. It's basically it. But thank you for your interest. 10:36. But I appreciate you, Bill. I appreciate everything you're doing. But hey, I love you, man. I love you deep down. I do. Woo! Whee! GRFX starting to get a little weaker here. S&P 500. S&P 500 team. Come on, we need a little action here. We need a little bit of movement. We need a little bit of momentum. We need a little bit of hype. We need a little bit of love. S&P 500 here trying to get a little bit of a move. SPY looking for that squeeze. Now, Deck, can we actually get a pop today? I do think there's going to be one opportunity for a spike today. Okay, I think there's going to be one opportunity. I think there's going to be one chance. I think there might be one nice squeeze. And it'd be like this wedge. So, Deck, you want to pull the trigger? I'll say if this wedge can break, I would say let's go after it. Okay? So I would say I want all of us to make money here. I want all of us to get after it. We can already know that it's a little bit slow right now. We already know it's a little bit slow. We already know there's not too much going on at this time. We know that things are a little bit weaker at this moment. But at this time right here, the S&P 500, if we can maybe squeeze out of this break, we can start seeing this hype. Let's see this. Wolf found the next new Apple thing. Okay. Apple rumored again to release a 20-inch Mac laptop with a foldable screen. Okay, foldable screen. I feel like people have tried this before, and it's like, like a foldable phone, right? The iPhone, like a phone that's foldable that has a screen all over it, so you're folding the screen. I don't know if that did well with sales. I miss flip phones though. I used to have a Razer Motorola, right? Is that what it was? And you used to have iTunes on it. You know how cool I was back in the day? I don't think you guys realize that the only people back in 8th grade that were cooler with Razers was probably when you got into 9th grade and someone had a BlackBerry. And you're like, whoa, you have a BlackBerry? It's like, you doing international business on that thing or what? And it's like, yeah, I got a few little import-exports businesses, no big deal. I'll say if I saw someone with a BlackBerry back in 2009, I was like, this guy's legit. He's probably a multimillionaire. If I saw someone with a Motorola Razr, he was probably, again, a really cool kid. That's how we judged it, at least in my middle school and high school. I don't know where you guys were from. S&P 500 getting a little tighter and tighter and tighter. SPY, a little bit of a drop on down here. SPY getting a little bit of weakness. Motorola. I don't know why I was throwing a Z in there. S&P 500 still getting a little bit of a bounce at this moment. I know we're still waiting for that main trade. What about Nextels bleep bleep? Do you trade V patterns? I mean, I honestly trade, guys, support and resistance. That's what I look for. I look for trend lines. I look for support lines. I look for resistance lines. I look to see what lines make sense, right? You know, that's what I want. And so the thing is, team, a lot of my entries are based off previous support and previous resistance areas. So previous support and previous resistance areas. That's, you know, where I'm always looking at, you know, on my for my entries. I look to buy in at support and sell at resistance. I don't really look a lot for breakouts, because that's usually where you end up, you know, getting a lot of trouble. And I don't really look for sell-offs. I look for, again, staying within the regions. So for instance, guys, you know, what could you be doing right now if you wanted to? So a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, Dek, all right, this is where I feel like a lot of people lose. A lot of people look for big time spikes and they don't have it. So they have, you know, top resistance here, and they say, hey, Dek, I'm going to get ready for the big time breakout. And guess what? It doesn't happen. It ends up coming crashing on down. Hey, Dek, I'm going to get ready for the big time breakout. And it doesn't happen, and it comes crashing on down. 9 out of 10 times, you will not get a breakout. 9 out of 10 times, you will not get a big time spike. 9 out of 10 times, you will have a much better opportunity of just going put contract here, put contract here, put contract here, put contract here. 9 out of 10 times. You will also, 9 out of 10 times, have better luck of doing a dip buy here, dip buy here, dip buy here, and a dip buy here and here. You will have more opportunity to profit if you just do puts at the top and you do calls at the bottom. You will have way more opportunity to profit, way more opportunity to win, way more opportunity to come out on top. But most traders always look for the big time breakout and they end up getting lost. Or most traders look for the big time dump and it just bounces right back on up. The only time that you honestly want to look for a big time squeeze and breakout is when the wedge gets tighter and tighter and tighter. Then you get the squeeze. Then you get the drop. Right? When the wedge gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's when you can have success. But most of the time, just stay within the channel. Stay within it until there is the corner, and that's when we truly get the breakout. Zach Copper says 15.75 is the breakout point for the intraday wedge. We have higher lows and lower highs squeezing to that price point. So no, I agree with you. So yeah, basically looking for that squeeze and spike. We might have to give it like 10 to 15 minutes to see, you know, what's going to happen on that squeeze and spike here. Right? See what's going to happen, you know, over on this move here. So we are just waiting at this moment. Waiting, watching, climbing, spiking here. And I think I know why, you know, someone said, oh, Dek, you know, you're looking tired here. I moved the light, you know, there's a light in front of me here, and I feel like it's slightly above my face. So whenever I, again, like dip my head, it dips my head, and then it looks like I just have like these giant black bags underneath my eyes, and I just look extremely exhausted because of the lighting. It's lighting. So if I look up like this, I look fantastic. But I'll be honest, if I start tilting my head, I probably do look like I'm deathly ill. Let's, you know, take a look. So you guys tell me. You guys tell me. Okay? I think it's the lighting that does the trick. I think it's the lighting that does the trick there. So I might have to adjust my light later on. Okay. I think I have to... I think I might have to move the light down a little bit lower. Okay. Oh, man. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, guys? I could imagine at like, you know, I don't know, the age of 50, the age of 60. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, you know, in 35 years from now. But somewhere, you know, there's going to be like just somewhere on the YouTube database, there's going to be hundreds of hours of me doing things like that. Hundreds of hours of things doing like that. And again, you know, and now that everything's recorded in technology, could you imagine my great-great-grandkids, wherever they're at, and it's like, wow, you know, the internet came around right as my great-great-grandpappy, you know, he was here, he was born again in 1993, my great-great-grandpappy, let's see what he was like. And they look up me, and they see again these weird images. I got to transform in some sort of way. I gotta talk to YouTube and ask, can we just put out like, the good shots of me, the good looking times. They'll be frightened by the family history. My great grandkids, guys. Oh man, I don't know, born in 2150, saying, Grandpapa, I can't wait to see you. Oh, Papa, oh, you're home from the coal mines. Oh, Papa, you're home. Oh, Papa. That's how my great grandkids are gonna talk. I don't know, guys. They could be Dutch or wherever. You never know. Maybe again a little vacation turns into again a little bit of a lifetime stay. Maybe again a little bit of vacation out in the nightlife over there starts leading to a little bit of the family genes running around. Get me more of that filtered water, Papa. Oh. SPY getting a little bit weaker at this moment. Man, this is what happens when again the stock market's slow. This is what happens when the stock market starts getting a little bit weaker. So the SPY, we're still waiting on this one, still watching on this one. SPY looking to see if we are going to be able to squeeze right here. Come on, SPY. Get back on up. Let's get to the corner of this wedge. Corner of the wedge. We're going to give this a chance, guys. Corner of the wedge. We're going to give this a shot, be able to move back on up. Let's go over to wedge pattern setup at this time. How's Bitcoin doing? How's the crypto world doing? Crypto's also been pretty slow. Crypto, not too much going on at this moment. Going across the board, 1 month, 6 months right here. You can see a slow little drop over on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is setting itself up for, a nice explosion in the near future here. When we have, take a look right here, guys. We do have these little lower highs right now over on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin breaks these lower highs. Get ready for the next leg. Bitcoin keeps hitting these lower highs. We eventually could start seeing a drop. So the thing is, getting these lower highs, you know where your breakout's at. If you start getting back above like 70,000, it's most likely going to go on a huge squeeze. So I would say Bitcoin, stay alert and stay ready for that potential huge squeeze in the future. We also had, I forget exactly who posted this, but I appreciate you, the Bitcoin rainbow chart. This is basically what all traders follow on Bitcoin, basically gives you an idea of when to get involved. You see anything in red is maximum territory, bubble territory. Anything in orange is sell, seriously sell. You can see lighter orange, FOMO is intensifying, people are wanting to get in. You start questioning, is this a bubble, hold, still hold, accumulate, buy, basically a fire sale, and Bitcoin is dead. So this is basically the chart that a lot of traders look at, a lot of traders use right here. Right now, we are in the bluish green area. The bluish green area is the buy mark. Right, and I know this chart sounds looks very funny and looks kind of crazy, but this is what the majority of cryptocurrency traders use. And I know that kind of sounds nuts, but we are in this color right here, which is the buy color. Buy color, not the accumulate, not the still cheap, not the hold, not the is it a bubble, not a FOMO, not seriously sell, not maximum bubble territory. We are still near the lower levels. Lower levels of purple where it says Bitcoin is dead and basically a fire sale. We're almost back into basically a fire sale opportunity. So, you could see how things are getting very, still very weak and still a good dip buying chance here. Guys, S&P 500. S&P 500 right now getting a little bit of a squeeze at this moment. I do think this is going to be a little fake out. I don't think we're at the wedge corner just yet. I don't think we're just at the wedge just yet. I do think we're going to get one pullback, 10 to 15 more minutes, then squeeze our way on up. So I think, let's see here. If you guys are in right now, this could be one of the only chances to make money on the day. This might be one of the only chances to make money on the day on the S&P 500. We have been waiting for this wedge setup. I do think we're going to get a pullback and then one more squeeze in like 10 to 15 minutes. So the S&P 500 is definitely going for it here. S&P 500 is looking for it. SPY looking for, again, a possible move, possible play here. SPY looking to see if we can get that mean pop of the day. Can we get a mean pop? Can we get a mean move? Can we get some action here? SPY high of the day again, 517.95 or 516.95 is the exact high. So far, we've been basically barcoding this entire day, basically sitting inside this channel. Top resistance up towards around this region. You know, let's just put this in red lines as this is most likely where we're going to have some trouble. And then we also had, again, a lot of support back on down towards around these blue lines here, 517.25, which is going to be holding up as our resistance area. So you do have, again, bottom support right here. I don't know why the lines aren't showing on up. There you go. Bottom support right here. And then we do have our top resistance right here. Basically back and forth, back and forth, back and forth inside this little channel setup. So SPY, top resistance, top resistance, top resistance. I'm looking to see here what's next. Are we going to get a nice move? So far, the SPY's been very quiet today. The whole entire market has been very quiet today. Very quiet day of trading. Very quiet market so far. Not a lot of huge momentum. SPY still sitting at this moment looking for this, huge rip and run here. Chris saying, I don't need coffee. I just listen to you. It keeps me up and awake. I appreciate you, man. Looking forward to the 13th. Hey, I'm so excited. Next Monday, guys, we are back to shorting. Next Monday, we are going to be going over everything, and I'm going to be teaching you everything I know about stock shorting. So yes, guys, get excited over it. Get ready to go. It's how I made the most amount of money I've ever made in my life, by shorting stocks. So please make sure you guys are fired up and ready to rock and roll on Monday. Tradecaster. Follow me on all social media so you guys do not miss anything. So Monday, team, Monday, we are going after it. We are going live. It is going to be huge, and we're not shorting, we're not doing really any options. Most likely coming up over the next month, we are going to be shorting over this next month, seeing how much money we can truly make. So get prepared, get ready to rock. We have the S&P 500, definitely through the squeeze pattern we had. So we did have that wedge setup. We did have that little break of that downtrend, as we've been focusing on and looking at. Now we want to see if this is going to be able to continue to push on up even more. Now, the smart thing to do. Dek, what's the smart thing to do? The smart thing to do would say, hey, we got reversed here. We got reversed here. We got reversed here. You guys tell me, what's the smartest thing you guys think that we could possibly do? Probably look for a reversal, to be honest. I know we want to see a big time spike. I know we want to see a big time rip and run. I know we want to see a big time climb, but it's like the smarter thing to do is to probably just say, we came on up, we reversed on down. We came on up, we reversed on down. We came on up, we reversed on down. On a day that we don't have a lot of hype, on a day that we don't have a lot of momentum, on a day that we don't have a lot of action, I just think the smarter play is probably to just say, hey, when we get up towards around these highs, probably be looking for a drop back on down, right? So if you honestly do want to pull the trigger today, I don't want to throw out some sort of random gamble, some sort of random hero call where people are like, how did you ever figure that out? It's like, that's not really what I'm, expecting. I would be expecting, hey, let's just go with the chart, what the chart tells us. Let's be smart about this. Let's just try to figure out, what we have right in front of us here at this moment. So guys, here comes a little bit more of the spike. A little bit of smooth. Monday, guys, is going to be all on tradecaster.com. Tradecaster, guys. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, StockTwits, Instagram, Facebook. We've been talking about a ton of this stuff. So again, we have been talking about it a lot. We've been going over it for the last 2 weeks. All details are on my Twitter, on StockTwits, on Instagram. So please make sure that you guys are following me if you guys aren't. I will again, drop a link over to my Twitter right now because I am probably the most active over on my Twitter. So there's a little bit of a pop. 518.05 so far. 518.05 over on the SPY. Little upper shadow starting to form. Guys, if I'm going to do a trade here today, it's probably going to have to be on a trade just like this. Put contracts 5,190. I would probably put myself in the money right away as well, just because I'd rather just already have value on my contracts. 3 contracts, market orders. Not doing it yet, but I'd be watching for something similar to like this. Something along these lines. Something, right on this area. We'll see if this is going to keep on spiking. We'll see if this is going to keep on breaking on out. Right now, we are, again, moving ourselves on up. I'm not expecting a huge breakout on a day that we had such slow volume. I'm not expecting a huge breakout on a day that we've had such kind of dying off momentum. I'm not expecting a huge breakout when I feel like the last 2 hours has been relatively slow. Now, if you're on calls right now, hey, keep making that money. I just kind of want to figure out, how high can this go up to before we might start getting a little reversal back on down. Right now, SPY trying to get up 518.17, new high of the day so far. Still trying to push on up a little bit. Let this thing keep on pushing. Higher it goes, the better. SPX put contracts 5,100 and probably 5,200 at this point over on some put contracts. But this is an order that I would definitely be looking at. This is something as we get on up towards probably 518.75. Probably 518.75 region is probably where I'd want to start saying, all right, hey, let me get involved, ready to be able to make some money. So SPY, 518.75 area. Let's see, we got up towards 518.24 so far. Can we get a little bit more of that pop? Again, I just don't think we're going to spike too hard today. Could anyone say, oh yeah, Dek, we're going to spike super hard right now? Today's been so slow. Right? If you have been here for more than 20 minutes, you've realized that today's been a very slow day. You've realized that today has not been a super hot day. We have not seen a ton of action. We have not seen a ton of hype. We have not seen a ton of momentum. I think, if we get a couple little pops, that's great. And if you're on the call side, incredible. But no matter what, I wouldn't be holding calls very long. I wouldn't be holding puts very long. If I can make $250 out of today, I'd be happy. All right, I would say, okay, hey, $250, I'll take that. So I think even $250 out of today would be solid. NUZE still trying to spike on up. NUZE right now. Thank you again, New England trader. NUZE probably going to go up towards around $3. Now remember, the harder the spike, the bigger the sell-off. So you would want to see big spike, big spike, big spike. The more green candles there are, the better the chance of the odds that you're going to be able to make some nice money. Does SPY usually move up after Apple moves or vice versa? All right, usually it's going to be slightly after in a lot of ways. And the reason why is the S&P 500 is a basket of the top 500 companies. So if Apple moves up, then the SPY moves on up. But it is going to be relatively very close, right? It's not like it's you have a 2-minute head start. It's going to be very close. Right now, SPY trying to move itself on up again. Let's see if SPY can be able to get that pop. Another 50 cents, and we're pulling the trigger on some puts. Another 50 cents, pull some triggers on some puts. Remember, any green is good today. If you're doing calls right now for 50 cents, that's no problem whatsoever either. So if you guys are doing calls at this moment saying, hey, Dek, I think we're going to get up towards around like that 519 mark. I think that could be very solid, right? It's just, you got a little bit of room to go on the upside. And then, of course, anything back on down. I'm telling you right now, any green is good today, guys. If you make $80, it's better than you, again, not making $80. So all profits are good. Please understand, today's not $1 million day. Today's not a day that we're making $5,000. It's just, there's not enough volume. Any green is good. So if you are up and saying, ooh, maybe again it's going to keep on going, don't even have that mentality today. When you are up, take your gains and enjoy it. It's a slow Tuesday, not much action. Take profits when you have them and enjoy those profits, okay? Really, again, trust me on that one. Don't say, oh, I wish I kept on holding. I woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, green is green. I guarantee there's someone that's in the red that would love to switch shoes with you. So right now we're just watching to see if the SPY is going to get, another probably about 50-cent pop on up. Right now, team S&P 500. S&P 500 right now got up towards a high of 518.28 so far. Still watching to see this one move itself on up. I'm going to definitely get, probably one little trade here. Yeah, so I'm gonna be looking for SPX. I always like to trade SPX off of like SPY. So a lot of times when I'm trading options, I like to watch the SPY, get my boundaries on SPY, and then just basically correlate that with SPX. Now, Dek, why do you trade SPX? Because SPX is a little bit more of like the crazier version of the SPY. SPX is going to be a play that it gets wild. So, for instance, SPY you might make $100. SPX, you're going to make $300. SPY, you make $1,000. SPX, you make $4,000. So the thing is, you can win more on SPX. At the same time, you could also lose more on SPX. So you do got to find that healthy balance, right? You got to go back and forth, find that balance here and there. Right now, I do want to see SPY though, get one more pop on up. Fine, get us that pop on up and be able to make a little bit of money. Right now, SPY is starting to get a little bit weaker. SPY starting to turn, definitely showing a little bit of weakness here. I would like to get one trade in on this day, but we can already tell it's a little bit slow here. SPY, very close, team. And again, congratulations to everyone who's made a nice little profit today. Any gain today, absolutely fine. Yeah, so SPX, guys, unfortunately, if you don't have SPX, you have to contact your broker and ask for it. So SPX is just like the wilder version of the SPY, but it's going to almost be identical. But a lot of times you may have to contact your broker and ask for allowance to be able to trade SPX. Sometimes they don't allow it. They don't want new traders touching SPX and losing all their money. So SPX is a very quick play. Sometimes I'll trade SPX and people say, Dek, how did you make so much money so quickly? Because they'll be trading the SPY. So it's like a little cheat code. It's a little cheat code sometimes trading SPX. A little bit of a pullback here still, guys. We got up towards 518.28. A Little bit of a pullback, probably again a nice dip buy. Is going to be back on down towards the 517.90-ish mark. I really only wanted to get filled if this thing, you know, spiked its way on up and I could get filled near a top. But, you know, but I'll be honest here also. You know what I feel like I'm doing? I'm basically just trying to make any sort of money. I'm going to say 60% forcing, 40% it's a good trade. That's me being honest with you. 60% of this trade is me forcing it. This is sometimes how I have to think. If I was not live streaming in front of thousands of people right now, would I honestly even consider pulling the trigger on the SPY right now? And the answer would be no, I wouldn't. Because I know, again, the stock market's going to be different in 3 hours from now. I know the stock market's going to be different tomorrow. I know that we're going to have massive opportunity in the future. I know that, again, we're going to have more FOMC meetings. I know that I can wake up tonight or tomorrow or whenever, and I could see that the S&P 500 is ripping and running and spiking and climbing $2 to $3. I know that the market's going to be open up every single day for the rest of my life, right? Other than weekends and holidays. But the thing that I realize sometimes is sometimes I feel like, okay, there are thousands of people watching right now. Dek, pull the trigger. Make sure, again, you're making some sort of money. Make sure, again, you're... And a lot of times I might do that and I pull the trigger and I not only I lose, but I know other people are looking up to me and they end up losing. So I feel like, you know, what I want to do is make you all money. What I want to do is put on a show. What I want to do is have you guys be wowed and impressed and say, wow, this is incredible. But the last thing I want to do is be a bad mentor and put you in on a play for me to lose, for me to look bad, for you to lose, then not to trust me anymore. I think it gains more respect, and I think it gains more value for me to be able to be transparent in front of you and say, guys, I don't think I would trade no matter what here. I don't think it's a very hot day. I think it's a better day if we stay smart. I think it's a better idea if we don't put ourselves in these funds. I think it's, you know, you guys can now say, hey, he's not just randomly pulling the trigger. He's really only going to put us in the best place possible, right? So it's like, you know, it's definitely something I want to make sure that, you know, I'm always thinking about, and I want to make sure that I'm projecting that over to you guys. Active Trader, great to see you, Active. Active Trader is an absolute beast. Had, again, surgery, came back, made a ton of money, had another surgery, came on back, makes a ton of money. Guys, again, going through surgery left and right and still, again, having the most profitable month you've ever seen. So shout out to you, Active. So I just want to make sure that we're all good here, traders. What are your thoughts? All right, what are your thoughts right now here, traders? Your thoughts at this moment. And, you know, you guys kind of basically already know mine. It's just, I just respect you guys so much. I really do. I respect how you guys are showing up every day. I respect how you guys look up to me. I respect how you guys ask questions. I respect how, of course, you guys are doing, you know, always learning and chatting and being part of this amazing community. The last thing I ever want to do is take that for granted. The last thing I ever want to do is sign on and say, all right, guys, see you tomorrow, and never trade again. I know there's so many people that basically trade for 10 seconds, and then you guys are just left hanging saying, man, what the heck? This guy's never even here. And then again, I don't want to be a guy that says, all right, guys, we're going to trade nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. Everyone make money. Okay. And then I want to do things right. I really do. I try to break away as much as I can from all the stock trading, social media, guru type of stuff. I just want to be a mentor that is here, that shows up, that teaches, that answers. You ask a question, I give you an answer. You want to know about a stock, I tell you what I can. You want to know an entry, I give it to you. You want to know the game plan, I give it to you. But it also, again, leads you to success, not leads you in a failure by saying, okay, everyone, let's jump in on this play. It's slow, but hopefully we can make a trade out of it and start gambling our money. It's like, we don't need to do that, right? We don't need to do that. So I'd rather be a guy right here that's going to be a little bit more honest with you and say, hey, I don't see it happening right now. I don't see it happening. I don't see, again, you know, it's worth it for us at this moment. I think the best thing for us to do is honestly stay smart. And I think, again, the honest thing for us to do is just be able to use our head here. Dek, where are your scanners from? My scanners right here, I'll post a link for you, are over on Trade Ideas. I'm going to be able to get you guys a ton of discounts from my broker tomorrow. So, Trade Ideas, you guys can get 15% off your Trade Ideas with that link right there. But I'm going to be getting you guys a ton of stuff on my broker for the shorting coming on up. So I'm really excited about that. So make sure you guys are all ready to rock and roll for the shorting class starting up on Monday. That's 30 days, guys. Monday, tradecaster.com, 30 days. 30 days. And I'm teaching you everything. 30 days. Teaching you everything. Just come as an open book. Be willing to learn. Don't again say, I don't want to do this. I will show you how I was able to make over $500,000. I will show you how I'm able to make $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 months. I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to sell you this. I'm not going to sell you that. I'm done. I'm over. That's not doing that. Okay. So I can't make this any more clear. I'm going to say it one final time, guys. You show up on Monday over on Tradecaster. I'm not going to say go buy this, go buy that. I'm not doing that. You show up on Monday over on Tradecaster and you give me 30 days. You will leave these 30 days knowing exactly how I make money shorting, what to do, how to do it, how to find these plays. You just have to show up with a notepad and say, hey, I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to get after it. We will do examples together. We'll do live trades together. We're going to go over strategies together. I want to teach you what is my favorite way to make money in the stock market. That is all. At the end of the 30 days, guess what? I would love for you to become a member of Tradecaster. If you don't want to, you don't have to, right? That's what it comes on down to. I think it is the right way to do things by proving to you that, again, I'm the guy that you want to be working with you. I want to switch up business. I want to switch up the business model of all these, again, social media guys. I would rather give everyone here access and say, all right, prove to me that you're the person. Don't, again, sell me some sort of bullshit stuff. I don't want to do that. I want you to come, I want you to learn and say, hey, okay, Dek knows what he's talking about. So that's what we're going to be doing here, guys. Make sure you guys are all set. Money Monday coming on up, May 13th, shorting strategies, going over it all. That is going to be here. Yeah, and I will again record the streams as well for Tradecaster members so that you guys can rewatch them. Spy still holding on up here just slightly. Do want to take this time, though, to answer any sort of questions. Does anyone have any final questions, comments, or concerns? K-Select, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. Awesome, 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 awesome work. So I appreciate you guys and everything that you guys do, everything that you guys have done for me. Also, ladies and gentlemen, as well, I brought this up over last week as well, but unfortunately, and again, I know it happens every now and then. A guy wrote a couple bad reviews on me over on this website. And I was hoping, again, some of you guys, if you guys would like to, just take a second, give it 5 stars. And again, write a nice review if you would like to. But again, sometimes I always try to do everything as transparent as I can. But sometimes, again, there's always kind of those mean people out there that, write out some bad things. So if you guys can, if you guys support me, if you guys support this community, I just want to say, please write a 5-star review. I always, again, appreciate you guys. And if you guys don't, hey, no problem whatsoever. I still love you. I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you any way I possibly can. But if you guys can just take 1 second here, smash those 5 stars. And again, write a couple sentences on a review on what I'm able to provide for you guys. I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do. Yep, Harmon going live on Tradecaster on Monday. Absolutely. So I appreciate everyone writing a good review there. I appreciate everyone with their support. I appreciate everyone, again, doing what you guys do best. So thank you so much, guys, for all the help, for all the positivity that you guys bring. Just one final question. Does anyone have final questions, comments, or concerns? Which platform would you use? Again, I'm using Lightspeed at this time. I am going to be getting everyone a ton of discounts on Lightspeed coming on up. AK Dek, when you sign up on Monday, over on Tradecaster, you will have a special place to sign up on Monday. I will send you a link so that you guys will have access for, again, the 30 days for the shorting. So just a little heads on up. Tradecaster on Monday, I will send you guys a link so that you guys have access for the 30 days for the shorting so that you guys are all set, ready to go. Chris, are there any lessons on fib lessons on Tradecaster? I personally do not do Fibonacci lines. Now, the thing is, there are tons of traders on TradeCaster, and yes, they use Fibonacci lines. So tons of people live streaming right now over on TradeCaster, but we do have a ton of videos, of course, in the video library, right? So make sure you guys get over here, study up the video library lessons. We do have 2023 bootcamp. We have level 2 lessons, shorting lessons, entries and exits, candlesticks, indicators, trend lines, support and resistance, chart patterns, strategies, introductions, classic lessons, general education, options bootcamp. You know, so make sure you guys go study on up. So you guys are all good, ready to go. Dunk, partial owner. So I was, you know, one of the people started on up for sure. Yep. Hey guys, thank you so much. You know, you guys are absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing. Just want to say thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Thank you so much for always again being there, always again showing on up. But at this time, team, it just seems like it's just a little bit too slow to trade. So, team, thank you so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And once again, you know, with all my heart, thank you. And I will see you guys back here either later on if it gets hotter or again tomorrow morning. TradeCaster popping on off right now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy, of course, your time here. And if you have any questions, I am live in chat over on TradeCaster. So, team, I love ya. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. Help me wrap this thing on up. You guys know the drill, baby. Getting after it every single day. Thank you so much, team. Let's do it. You guys know it in 3, 2, 1. I gotta play. Unfortunately, I gotta play like a whole bunch of free copyright music right now, guys. I can't play fun music, so I apologize about that. But yeah, so that's why we have this. Try to get fired up over it, okay? We'll see what we can do. All right. Love you, team. See you guys later.
Pains me to see so many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market.